Hey, my friend, is this you? You wake up in the morning at 3 a.m. and you got a phone call from an angry client who asked you to fix something. The containers was offloaded and the cargo was delayed, and they need space to load another group of urgent cargo, and the cargo was stuck in the customs. Or maybe the truck just got issues and the driver was calling you. I don't know which situation you have been coming across, but I know that this is just a 24/7 job that you've been handling in your entire life so far. Maybe not entire life, but at least the last 10 years or even longer, my friend. And if that's you, you are the logistics CEO, you may say to me, Christy, come on, it's my job. I love it. I don't feel it's hard. I don't feel I'm tired. Come on, Christy, I have passion in what I do. I believe in you, my friend. I believe that if you can stay in logistics industry for more than 1 year, it's definitely not just because of the money, but more because of the passion and the love that you have in what you do. Because logistics does provide you a lot of opportunities to be a problem solver and to achieve sense of achievement when you help people and when you get things done. But that's not the key. The key is, my friend, if you are busy 24/7 and if you are still doing that for such a long time, there is a problem. The problem is it's not good. But you will say to me, it's good. Yes, it's good for your clients, but it's not good for you, my friend. You may say to me, yeah, I don't think it's bad for me. I still like it. I love it. Yep, keep going, my friend. I know I got you. I know you love what you do. I know you love your job. But I still insist my opinion. It is not good. Because imagine, for your entire life, time flies, and the moment that you close your eyes, you are still picking up a phone from someone. Hey, where's my container? I'm a little bit extreme here, my friend, but this is not unfamiliar. It happens to many of my logistics friends, and particularly the CEO friends for small and medium logistics business owners. Something even happened like that for the large organizations when CEO pick up a phone from an angry client anytime because they're doing global business. It is not exaggerated. It is a fact that I have seen and I know, and it's happening. Recently, I had lunch with one of my CEO friends, and what he was doing, let me show you. So this is a table. He was sitting in front of me, and I was in front of him on the other side. So we're chatting, like, how you doing? How's everything? And suddenly he was just, I could tell that his anxiety, he kept looking at his phone. It's like, kept turning it and look if there's something missed. I say, and the phone immediately run. He's like, I'm sorry, can I pick up this phone, please? I say, yeah, go ahead. And he picked up the phone, and then a few minutes later, he hand off. And then again, he kept looking at the phone. And after a while, of course, if you keep looking at it, things will come and messages and everything. Wow, I was like mind blowing. Like I had a great habit that I always turn off my phone's volume. It's never on since probably 18 years ago. When I started my phone, probably 20 years or even more, there's always no sound. I only had sound for like 6 months or something. They were in this fancy music and everything. Anyway, long story short, that was crazy, my friend. If your day is like that, you are anxious and this is not healthy. So let's look at what's happening here and let's find better ways to handle all this kind of lifestyle. Because let's be honest, if you say to me you are 24/7 in logistics industry, you literally live in the industry. The time that you spend in working is more than you spend in even in your life in doing something else. In the other word, logistics is your life. Well, you may say to me, Christy, you don't understand. You're not in the logistics industry, or you're not doing what I'm doing. You don't understand. I do understand. Why? Because I've been in the industry for also 2 decades, and I have been working with CEOs just like you for such a long time. I do understand what you're doing. I do understand that you love your job. I do understand how important it means to you. And that is why I'm here. When I say understand, doesn't mean I agree with you, because there are still 99.9% people are still doing this. And that is why they're struggling. The topic I want to share today is how to survive. How to survive when you hit the bottleneck of your operation, of your business, like your time is already used up. There's no more room for you to do anything else. There's no breakthrough. You're stuck. And that is why I'm here. I don't just understand about logistics. I also understand more about people in the industry. And in fact, I'm passionate in people in the logistics industry because I am one of you. I understand when people start to judge you that, oh, you work in the logistics industry, so that means you're carrying the boxes, or you're just driving a truck, or you're just doing part of the things that, it's heavy lifting, things like that. They don't understand about the whole entire logistic world, and it is actually the most essential things in the whole entire world. Without logistics people, logistics, things won't move around. You cannot have curry, chicken, if you're not living in India or Thailand, the different curries, right? You cannot have dumpling, Chinese dumpling, if you're just living in Australia, or all these things, my friend. Logistics people are amazing, and you guys are heroes. That is why I care about you. I'm here to share my journey and what I have learned, what can really help you truly, not just for you to listen to the message and say, thank you so much, Christy, but when you listen to the message, that it can completely transform your business and your life. That's where I'm here for. And it is not just the inspirational speaking, or I'm just trying to be motivational. It's not like that, my friend. What I'm trying to share here, they're practical, they are proved, and these are the things that I learned. It helped to many people, and it does help myself as well. And that is why you would definitely get the most from this session. Before I keep moving on, I want to share a little bit about what I learned this from. As you know that I mentioned, I've been in the industry for more than 2 decades now. I worked for medium-sized and large-sized organizations for their business growth. And in fact, one of the companies that they became so large, they used to be very small. And I was one of their ancestors setting up the company with the CEO, and I was bringing amazing sales up to millions to billions of dollars revenue by my assistance. Of course, it's teamwork, but I have witnessed all this success for logistics company turning from nothing, a national business, to an international business, to millions and billions of dollars business. And I have witnessed, and I have seen, I know how it works, I know the system, and also I have been working with global logistics CEOs for their business, for their mindset, for their personal growth, and all these things. And that is why what I'm going to share does prove that I have tried and people have tried, and you just need to trust it, you just need to apply it, and you will get there. What's more important, I have started my business only less than 3 years ago, and I can tell you our company revenue has reached more than 1 mil in just less than 3 years, and we have reached out to 80 countries members, and we have more than 160 to 170 member offices across the globe. I have done things, my friend. That's why what I'm going to share with you, they have proved. We're still getting better, we're still learning, but the beautiful thing that why I'm so confident to be here and share all the things with you, my friend, is simply also because I have been attending so many amazing coaching sessions, and I have spent the most money ever in my life investing in mentorship, learning all this global amazing programs that I can learn from. And our journey is always a learning journey. And that is why I have seen so many successful cases. I have also heard stories from the entrepreneurs in the world, that from these top amazing billionaire marketing guys, and so many stories that I can share with you as well. And of course, it's also my own journey that, as I mentioned earlier, I have built up my own business, and it turned to be really amazing because they always say that 90% or even 97, whatever the number is, they said the business would really fail in the first 3 years. And I'm very grateful and thankful that we're on track, because the thing is, my friend, I did fail in between. Like, I got lost, I was stressful, I was worried about, oh my gosh, how could I pay my bill, how could I get, like, all this fear, anxiety just keep attacking me. And I understand how you feel, and this happens to every single entrepreneur, every single one. Don't worry, my friend, I do understand, but thank goodness that I did go through all of this. That's why I understood, which is also why I'm now a consultant, a coach, and mentor to many global CEOs. And that is why it's my privilege to share with you all the things that can help you immediately turn. Like, I'm not saying you can get wealthy or you get 2 billions or whatever in one night, but I can guarantee you that if you listen carefully in what I'm going to share with you, and you apply to your life and to your business, I can guarantee you, you can do anything. And it's really about finding your purpose, finding your right mind, so that you're not just like a robot doing 24/7. You know where you're heading to, and you enjoy every single bit of your life as well. So let's get started. Number one thing, foremost, the most important thing for every business that you're starting right now, no matter you're in the logistics business or any other business, or you want to be a coach or anything like that, this is number one most important thing. And if you have done this thing, if you understand this is so important, you get 90% correct. Like, your 90% foundation is fixed. If this thing's fixed, your 90% thing's fixed. The only 10% is much easier than you imagine. However, if you don't fix this 90%, which is this word, it takes quite a while for you to transform. And that's exactly why, for me or for any of my entrepreneur friends, or for those who transformed from zero to hero, or transformed from broke to billionaires, they all had to go through this. And that word we have here is mindset. If you fix your mindset, my friend, like I said, 90% of your problem is fixed. Let me give you an example. I always use this story to share with my team. There are two different people in this world. The one group of people, one type, is they will shop their ass. I said shop their ass. I always say that. Funny. Shop their axe, right? If you want to cut the tree, you need to sharpen your axe. What happened is, those people, they spend about an hour to sharpen their axe, not ass. And then they use 9 days, we just say 1 hour, right? 9 hours or even more than a day to cut those forests and the trees, right? It takes them forever. But there is another type of people who are really smart, but unfortunately the other type of people, it's very small portion, because it's actually harder. Like, it's simple, you just need to repeat it, but it's harder. The other type of people is that they sharpen their axe for more than 9 hours, right? 9 hours. But then they can cut the forest in only about an hour. That's a little bit extreme example, but you understand what I'm saying here, my friend? It's about the preparation that you put. Preparation you put into your work. And according to my understanding, and I've been following with many millionaires, billionaire entrepreneurs, and even very successful celebrities or whoever you want to name them. And one of the things that they did really well is they will prepare. And when the time comes, they are always ready. If you're not prepared, wherever this opportunity is everywhere in the world, you will never be ready and the opportunity will go away. Which is why, my friend, make sure sharpen your tool, sharpen your axe, not your ass. Then you can cut the whole forest. Now let's deep dive into the next thing. Talking about improving your business and achieve success in your business, I'll give you part 1, and that is 4 alphabets. The 4 alphabets are M, K, S, P. What is M? We mentioned earlier, M represents for mindset. Right? Mindset. Let's talk about mindset. But before I go deep dive all this boring stuff about how to do business and everything, yeah, I know you're excited, you're passionate about it, but before I do that, I want to share with you my personal stories. I believe stories are powerful, and this needs a lot of courage and vulnerability for me to share, so please judge later until you finish listening to me. Little bit about my childhood. Some of you guys already know that I was born in a very, I can say, a broken family. Even though my parents are still together, if you understand about their stories, you will know that if I use broken family, I'm not exaggerating it. And like many of you, my friend, I know I've heard so many stories. That's why I would say like 99.9% of you, probably almost every one of you, you all have some childhood trauma. And the story I'm going to share with you is related to that. I remember back then, my parents, they were just factory workers, and I was probably around 5 or 6 years old. I'm not really sure. Probably 4 to 5, because I haven't started study until 5 or 6, so it must be before that. I remember my dad, he sent me to this childcare, not fancy childcare like Australia, honestly. It's just a room, you put all the children there, and there will be one person who's monitor these kids because the other adults need to work. We don't have helpers. We were not very wealthy at all, right? So I was there, I was very shy, I didn't talk much, and I was a little chubby. Anyway, I remember there was one day we went to, so after dismissal, right, from the childcare, like in between this lunch break, whatever. So the teacher took all of us as kids near to a lake. And in this lake, the kids just had lunch and then they had a little rest. So I was there, and suddenly there was a boy who was very tall. Because I was little, I was very little, and when I was little, I was a little bit chubby as well. But I was little, and this guy, I saw this boy in front of me. He started to like bully feelings. Like I was like, what is he trying to do? Like I was slowly looking at him, because don't get me wrong, listen, I wasn't as confident as who I am today. I was completely another person. I was shy, I was timid, like I couldn't talk to many people at all when I was little. Of course, I did talk to my parents or friends that I was close to, but it wasn't really easy to communicate with many people. And I didn't even know that boy. Obviously, he's one of the classmates, I would say, because we're in the same room to be monitored. And he just suddenly came to me and he's like, so he pointed his finger, tell me, so your dad is a prisoner, right? And I was like, what? Like I was shocked, completely shocked. What are you talking about? In my mind, I was thinking. Like I didn't say anything still, I was quiet, I was silent, but I was completely shocked and my mind went blank. Why is he so mean and why is he bullying me? Like it was, after like a few minutes, I was quiet. He was even madder. He said, tell me, you admit your dad is a prisoner, right? And you have to admit, something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said, but that was the message he was trying to say. And I was so upset. I was like trying to leave. But then suddenly there was so group of kids that I think is with him. They just surrounded me and they were forcing me to admit that. I was so sad and I was so scared and I was so ashamed. Why did they do that to me? And then it was like, after like a minute or so, after they blocked me, I started to cry, burst into tears. And then probably the boy was shocked because he was worried he'll be in trouble. The teacher will come. And then they just left. I was crying. It took me a long time to settle. This is one story. And I will share with you if that's true or not. I will share with you why I want to share with you the story. The next story I want to share with you is when I was about 11 or 12 years old, probably a little bit younger. You know, I'm not very good at memorizing the time, which age that happened, but sometime between there. I remember our family was really not wealthy at all, like struggling. You can imagine my parents work as factory workers. They probably only got paid around, let's say, 100 RMB, which is less than 20 US dollars per month. And they had to raise the family. The problem is my dad, he always just went out for fun, playing. So all the responsibilities just went on my mom's shoulder. She had to do housework, she had to cook, she had to figure out where to get money to buy things because the price, everything back then was already increased. So every year the price will increase, right? Anything you buy, normally it goes up, it doesn't go down. And remember, there's a day, if you guys are familiar, particularly for those who are from Asia, there's a thing called mahjong. Mahjong is a gambling thing that you play, and people just play with real money. It's gambling. And back then we were in a small town. It doesn't matter. It's not restricted. There's no laws to ban these kind of things. So they play, and even nowadays in China they still play. Anyway, don't be shocked if that happens. But my mom was playing with another three people on the table, and they play and play noisy. I was always the one who helped around because my mom was busy playing mahjong. I had to do the housework, sometimes help her and things. Like, don't get me wrong, what I'm about to share with you is not trying to dishonor my mom. In fact, I love her so much. She is one of the kindest person I've ever knew in my life, and she taught me about generosity. And it's because of that, I know, like, because of my mom, I learned how to be so generous because she always gives things to people. She always try to give back to the society, and she can even give everything from her to someone, which I was shocked, right? She's extremely kind. And I love her so much, and she suffered so much in her time, in her life, which is another story I want to share another time. But back to this story, what I saw, my mom was playing mahjong, and then she actually hit, I think 2 or 4, I don't remember, mahjong somewhere. Nobody paid attention, but I looked at it. I was like, oh no, that's not good, that's shitty. Like, I was shocked, I was shaking, and then I couldn't point out because if I point out, my mom's gonna be miserable. I will be the worst person ever in the world. So I run away, I hide in the room until everybody left. And then at night, I was crying for so long. I felt ashamed. I said, Mom, you can't do this. This is so bad. Why did you do that? I was crying. And then after crying and screaming, and my mom started to be like, she was like, you don't understand. We don't have enough food to eat. We have to. That's the only thing I can do to feed the family. I was like, I was quiet. I was silent for a while. And you know what's worse? What's worse? She then said to me, listen, 44, double four, that's my nickname. You have to help me. Next time you need to hide for me. Like, we need to get more money to support the family. That moment, it feels like the end of the world to me. I feel more ashamed. I feel bad, so bad. But I was lost. I was confused. I was too young to understand what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing. I just don't feel it's right. But I love my mom. So my gut feeling was, because I saw my mom was crying, she was really upset. She was trying so hard. So like, okay, I'll try. I said, I'll try. And then another day, as planned, I did it for her. I was shaking, but I couldn't do it at all. It ended up becoming a disaster. I don't know if someone find out. I don't remember. I don't think so. Or maybe someone noticed or whatever. I was completely feel like a criminal. And I cried even more and was screaming and said, Mom, this is enough. I don't like this. And I just wanted to escape. I feel it's the end of the world again. I don't like to live this kind of life anymore. There were so many times that feeling went into my mind, hit me so badly. The shame kept hitting me. I felt I wasn't good enough. I was born in a bad family. We were poor. All the things that blocked me so badly. So the end of that story, I said to Mom, that's enough. I never want to lie again. I never want to cheat. I hate this. And I realized that that's something my dad taught me. He's an honest person in general. No one ever on planet is completely honest, by the way. But he's quite honest in many aspects. He doesn't like lying at all. Long story short, that was bad memory, but that taught me I would never do that again. Even the first story I shared, people bullied me. That's only one of the stories I shared with you. And the reason why I share these stories with you, my friend, is because I came from a very struggling childhood. I didn't have the perfect family. I wasn't confident enough. I didn't even believe that I could be wealthy or I could do what I do today. And if you are right there thinking you were suffered from wherever you are, I understand you got childhood trauma, but you're not alone. We are together, and so many people have that. And I want you to understand that the past is gone. If you embrace the future, that's where you get the freedom. And the reason why I share the stories with you is also there are the life lessons that I reflect from these stories with you. Back to the story, after that, there were also lots of challenges happen in my life, and domestic violence is one of them. As many of you guys know that my dad has drinking, smoking, all these issues and gambling, and he did hit my mom when he was younger. Always I had to deal with those drama all the time. I was scared, I was brave, I was up and down, dramatic life. And our condition went better afterwards. Of course, we could survive, we could have enough food to eat. And talking about the prisoner story that we mentioned earlier, I never asked my dad because I believe it was an accusation from a child. But then about 15 or 20 years ago, I heard it from my sister who actually found out that was the actual true story. Because the story goes, my dad was playing some card games with a group of people, and one of the guys who cheated, and he was so angry, so he punched this guy. I think he punched it too much and too hard. And up this guy went to the hospital, almost dead. And thank goodness this guy was okay later, but my dad had to go to prison for a certain amount of time. That's when I got this accusation from a child. It sounds terrible, my friend. I didn't want to share any of this with anyone. I don't think I ever shared this before as well. But the reason why I shared with you is I want you to understand again that you are not alone. We all have stories. We all have the shame things that we don't want to share with anyone. We all have the things, the belief that's blocking us to grow our mindset, to be better. And that's why I want to share the first lesson that I reflect from my story is number one. I realized that I was always shy and timid and wasn't very talkative at all. But if you look at me, if you look at the last 20 years, Christy, the impression everybody has about me, even 25 years probably, or longer, you know my age anyway. If you don't know, that's fine. My past was gone. I did not live in the past. I forgive, I move on, I embrace my future. So number one lesson you have to do, my friend, is lesson one, you need to let go. Don't live in the past. That's number one. It might be something that because you failed in a business project, or it might be that you started a company before and it didn't work out, or you lost a few big accounts. Whatever those bad stories are, those old things, they were gone. Nothing is permanent forever. So you have to remember, if you dwell in the past, your energy will stuck in the past. You don't have time, energy to face right now at present. You don't even have any energy or space left for the future. So don't hold, just let it go and move on fast. And the second lesson is, as you can tell, my parents' stories, I could learn good things from my parents in some perspective, but because of those experiences and stories that really shocked me, I couldn't look up to them. And back then also, I was always left alone at home, felt like an orphan most of the time. I had to be very independent. But the number two lesson I want you to share with you is, your past doesn't define you, but your belief does. Remember this, my friend. Your past doesn't define you, but your belief does. If I dwell in my past and didn't let go, and I believe what my past means who I am, I would not be able to even dare to dream, dare to move from another country to this country, Australia. I didn't dare to chase my dreams to write books. I didn't dare to open my company. I didn't dare to become an entrepreneur. I didn't dare to do so many things in my life. But because I believe that I could do this, I could be a dream achiever. I could move from the country to another country. I could start from zero to something. I could build from nothing to something. That builds me up. So my friend, remember, if I can do it, so can you. And number three, the lesson I've learned is open mind. If my mind wasn't open enough, if I have a fixed mindset, I did not want to grow, I didn't seek for knowledge or growing at all, or growth, I would not become who I am today, I guarantee you. But because I was so open to learn, so open to achieve things and dream big and encourage people around me to do better, that makes me a better person than ever. Number four I want to share is my wrong belief. What I learned is my wrong belief. It's a wrong belief that's blocking me to be more excellent and to achieve more success. I mean, back then I believed that I wasn't good enough. I believed that my dad was a prisoner. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't born in a good family. I believed that I was secondary. My life should be secondary. I did not deserve to have a princess or queen or royal life. All these wrong beliefs. And I even believed, particularly when I was little, I tried to be an entrepreneur like few times when I was very young. I found it was fun, but then it was always end up failure, and that will brought me like, okay, so I'm not a type of businesswoman at all. I can't do business. That's my belief. And when I believed in that, you know what happened? When you sow the seed in your mind, the tree will grow. That's exactly why I blocked myself with my wrong beliefs. So no matter what happens in your life right now, in your business right now, think about what are the wrong beliefs that's attacking you. What are the things that's blocking you that, like, it might say to you, come on, you can't do this, your company's gonna bankrupt, you're gonna, all these crazy, like, scary thoughts that's trying to attack you, my friend. But let me tell you, if I believed in these wrong beliefs for so long that I couldn't get rid of them. If I didn't have a chance to open my eyes to listen to the truth, then I would never become who I am today. And I want to tell you, my friend, that the truth is you are good enough. You can do the business. If right now you haven't started a business, do it. You can do it. Yes, it can take time, but as long as you keep going, you can do it. And if you are doing a business right now, but it doesn't seem to have any breakthrough and you are stuck, trust me, my friend, you can do it. You may say, Christy, don't be so like inspirational, motivational speaker and just trying to make me feel good. No, I'm not. Because you have proved. Let me ask you a question. Have you started your business? Have you got any successful cases in your business? Have you raised some money before? The answer is yes. If the answer is yes, that means you can do it. If you can do it once, you can do it twice, 3 times, or even more. So, wrong belief. Cross wrong belief, your life will be so much better. And number 5, this one is my favorite one. You might laugh though. What do you mean, Christy, this is your favorite one? Power of pain. Are you crazy? You love pain? Well, how do I say that? I love pain, but I don't love pain. I don't enjoy the feeling of pain, but I enjoy the process of pain that will bring us great result. There are a few things I want you to understand, my friend. If there's no pain happen in my childhood like that, if my pain wasn't strong enough, I would not be dreaming so big. I would not be thinking to change or transform my life or anything like that. I'll be like, I'm so glad that I was born in a great family. I enjoy my day every day. Every day is the same. I feel there's something really nice in this family. Like there's nothing bothering me. Maybe there's some, but it's okay. Everything's fine. When you say fine and okay, that's where it gets tricky, my friend. Because if the pain's not big enough, usually people tend to not change. The fact is, we are all changing every day. And there's one saying, I don't remember which book, but credit to those who wrote that book. I remember it says something like, if the pain of change is not strong enough, if the pain of being the same is not stronger than the pain of change, you will choose to be the same. What does it mean? It's like, if yes, both are painful, life is painful anyway. You say to me, no, Christy, come on, life is wonderful. Yeah, I know life is wonderful. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying that there is always pain happening in life, every now and then, right? It's about which pain you want to choose. You want to choose a growth pain or you want to choose a settling pain. But unfortunately, 99% or 90% people on the planet, they choose settling pain. I just feel something's missing. I don't know about my purpose, but just something just missing. Like it's a bit painful, but I don't know why. Because the pain of settlement is not as strong as the pain of change. Make that stronger, enlarge that pain, you understand the power of your potential. There's unlimited potential in you, my friend. And if you look at those successful guys in the world, I can name you a few. Jim Rohn, he's an amazing guy. I really like to listen to his seminars and all this recording. He's a great teacher. I think he's a teacher of Tony Robbins as well. Tony Robbins, yeah, he's good. Like I listened to a few things about him, but he's really good. Like he did so successful on the coaching. And we have Grant Cardone, who had this 10x system, everything, and he started from nothing. He was so painful. He was completely lost. He didn't have enough money to support. Like everybody hates him. He hates himself and those kind of things. So all the pain that he suffered, the pain that these people suffered, turned them back to completely opposite side, that they become so successful. I mean, I'm not talking about just normal success. It's like huge, extraordinary success. And that's why, my friend, I want you to think about the power of pain. If right now you're not breaking through, it's because there's not enough pain or you don't feel the pain at all. And it's like when you go to the gym, right, my friend, doing business, being entrepreneur, it's kind of like you choose to work on your six packs. Like if you want to work for someone, I'm not saying working for someone is easy. There's also other pain and other challenges. But just take an entrepreneur as an example that if you go, you choose, right? It's your choice. You can choose to not do that. You can just be healthy on diet, just be normal. Like you don't need to be so painful, lift the weights and do all the things to build up your packs. But if you choose to be an entrepreneur, I think it is a choice that you want to lift up the weight, and you want to be extraordinary, you want to be better, and that means there will be pain. And the more pain you've got, the more powerful you become. Trust me, don't be afraid of the pain. Embrace it. Whenever there's a problem coming up, that's the opportunity. Because when you can solve that problem, you will be another percent better than any other entrepreneurs outside there who never come across that problem. I know it's easy to say, my friend. I know. And it's saying compared with doing, it's different. And I've been there. That's why I want to tell you, I also need to learn. I also need to keep embracing the pain because I understand there's a power of the pain. In short, in life, there are two choices you can make when things happen to you. These two choices, it's your choice. The choice you can make is whether you accept it or you reject it, right? Reject it. If you accept it, then don't complain. Unfortunately, many people accept the reality where they are, but they still complain every now and then. It's because I'm too old, because I'm not like that person. They are successful because they have so many this and that, finding all the reasons. Or you can choose to reject it. Unfortunately, so many people just accept the reality and just stick to where they are and keep complaining, finding excuses not to do something. But if you reject it, that means you have to face your pain, right? Because when the reality and your expectation are not matching, that's where you feel the pain. If it's matching, there's harmony, I know, which is why so many people chase peace. I know, I'm a believer. I love Jesus. I know Jesus gives me peace and joy, but I also believe that we are partners with God, with Jesus. And there's a time that I might accept something that I know it's what's happening is out of my control. I will accept it because that's what God can control. But there are so many times I didn't realize before, but I realize now that I can reject it. I can say no to the reality. Because only when you say no to reality, that's where you get more powerful. You're injected with motivation, you're injected with the willingness to seek for solutions to reach to where you want to be. And that's exactly what separates us from being ordinary and extraordinary. And if I see those amazing guys who I just mentioned, that they're so successful, that they just reject it. They don't want to accept the reality because, like Vinjan said, I like his words because I attended his masterclass another day in Melbourne and we had a photo together. And the one thing that he always said, by the way, if you don't know Vinjan, he's a communication skill teacher. He's pretty popular and well known in the world. Anyway, what he said is, reality is negotiable. It is. Your reality is negotiable. And I believe in that. When he shared, I was like, that's exactly what I believed. But he used a very nice way. So my friend, your reality is negotiable. Whether you want to accept it or reject it, it's up to you. To finish the point of number 5, I want to end up with this sentence. Remember one thing, my friend. Your biggest enemy to success, you will say, oh, it's myself. There's so many different sayings. Your biggest enemy of success is above zero. That's my words, by the way. I didn't have that word from anyone else, but let me explain to you. It's above zero, because there's a power with zero or even below zero. For below zero, there's so many people who went broke and then they end up pumped up because they were so painful. They end up coming up because, like I said, their settlement of pain stronger than not change, so they had to change. And when you have zero, you have to seek for solutions. You're hungry. It's like you have no food. When you eat the food, it's much yummier. Only when you have the bank account still have money in there, that's where it gets tricky. Because when you say, yeah, I still have something, it can still store for another winter, another year, you start to become lazier and your motivation becomes weaker. You may say to me, no, Christine, that's not me. I'm always prepared and always do the best I can and always work way more ahead. I know I'm doing that too, but I'm just saying that in human nature, if you understand this word, that the biggest enemy is not about something else, it's about above zero. If you know there's something there, you still have money, you still have things, you usually tend to be like so relaxed and start to be very comfortable. In other words, is being comfortable is the biggest enemy of your abundance. So my friend, I'm not saying you can't be comfortable, just balanced. Like that's why I even had a book I wrote called The Joyful Balance Code, and we highlight the importance of balance. But it's also important to understand that there will be a lot of trap that if you kind of misunderstood being balanced with being comfortable. Because balance also means you need to keep achieving more things fulfilled, that you use your talent, you use your strength, that will make you much happier. That make you much happier, then you can find that kind of peace and balance as well. The next thing that reflected from my story is also the poor mindset. So we've got 5 points before and we got 6th one is a poor mindset. Well, most of us, I would say, didn't really have very wealthy family, I would say, but the new generations do have. Most of you guys, if you are younger. And that's the problem. I mean, like you can still have happiness when you are not wealthy, if you have love and everything else, right? But the thing is that if you don't have enough wealth, you most likely you are struggling. And that's also the reason why the way how we think and speak, and they will become very much like in a poor way. Like for example, I'll give you an example. I have a lot of CEO friends and also clients I'm coaching, and one of the guys, he always says one thing, like, if you're listening, I love you. I love all my clients. There's no judgment. It's purely an example because this is also happening to myself as well. I just want to make that an example to make it more vivid. So what he always says is he will say, by the way, a little bit background about him, right? He's a millionaire. He has a company running normal business and logistics business really well. But he doesn't have much dream, like bigger dreams or purpose at all. He just saying, okay, I just need one bed, one room, just myself. It's good enough for me. Like I don't need more than that. Like my heart is so big that I just want that, right? This guy, he's a kind person, like he's the kindest person on the planet. He's so good to people. He serves his team, he serves people around him, he serves his client. He's such an amazing guy. But the only reason why he still shares things like that is because the root, the seed that's sowing in him from his mom back then, because the story I knew from him was that his mom was like really suffering, struggling back then. She raised so many children, and it's like every day was so struggling, which is why he decided to take lead. He decided to be independent and even support the family. Pretty much like my story as well. I helped my parents and I wanted to be independent when I was only 17. But the key is, my friend, because of that, the poor mindset, it's so in your mind that imagine if there's so much abundance around you, like you can reach, But you just close the door and saying, you know what, I'm good enough, I'm happy, like I don't need all of this kind of stuff. Like that's all, right? So life is a choice, my friend. You can either choose to be safe, play safe. I love this example from Jim Rohn, which is one of my favorite speakers. He always said, if you want to be safe, just go to the corner. Go to the corner and we'll give you a cup of water, 3 meals a day, and you just stay there forever. If you're so scared of any risk in life, obviously, you can do that. You can choose the life you live, just have 3 meals a day, and you wait until the last day comes. That's a choice. Or you can choose another life, a life that you can make a difference, a life with purpose, a life with abundance, more joy and passion. You can do that, my friend. And that is why sometimes you have to understand this is your biggest enemy that's blocking you. If you still say to yourself, I've got enough, particularly for some of my clients, I still struggle, right? I'm still doing my best to, sometimes it really takes time. Like they will say to me, when we want to set up goals for the end of the year, it's like, yeah, there's no point to set up a goal because I'm not even doing it anyway. I'm not even hungry for more business or more money. Even I think I've got enough. So why should I bother to extra moves to do these things? But that's not good, my friend. Remember the first day when you start your business, you're full of energy, motivation, you keep going. That's where you want to be. So, warning, please get rid of the poor mindset. Please remember, there's so much more you can achieve, but you have to believe it, you have to go for it, you have to dream big, you have to have more purpose and more passion in what you do. Okay, so we still have that. Mindset is done. We got 6 points. Number 1 is let go. Number 2, your past does not define you, your belief does. And number 3, we have open mind, growth mindset. Number 4, we have wrong belief. And number 5, the power of pain. Number 6 is this one. Now, let's move to the next one, K. K is for knowledge. You say to me, yeah, I know, Christy, there's a famous saying, knowledge is power. Of course it is. It's been proved in history, thousands of years, knowledge is power. But when I say knowledge, don't get me wrong, you need to have the knowledge, you need to learn a lot of things. Action is completely also equally, fairly important as well. But I want to highlight the knowledge here, particularly in my journey back to my parents. They didn't have much to learn at all back then. They had very limited knowledge. They didn't even know they could go somewhere else to seek for whether help or more opportunities. They just stayed where they were. They stuck, right? And for me, I realized when I started this business, I got quite a lot of knowledge for logistics because I've been in the industry for more than already 2 decades, probably 18 years. 17, 18 years back then when I started this business, network business. I got knowledge, but I didn't have much knowledge to be an entrepreneur. I did have because I worked with CEOs and helped them to achieve everything as much as I could, but I never really started from nothing to something, completely set up a company. And that's knowledge I was lacking. You know what? It took me a while, but I started to look for all the ways to improve my knowledge. Every single time when I invested money in learning, in finding answers, and the knowledge improved, immediately my sales improved, my revenue improved. It's all aligned. The ROI is super, super high. So you ask me, Christy, where does my knowledge come from, right? Number 1 thing, every book that the global CEO reads, it's 60 books a year. You know, I only went to, I think, reach out to 40 plus at the moment. So my yearly plan this year, my goal is more than 60. My question for you, my friend, when was the last time you read a book? It's like, no, I'm boring. Come on, Christy, you're kidding me. Just so boring. I don't want to read at all. No hunger for it, no interest for it. I'm just gonna fall into sleep. My friend, I'm not teasing you. I was like that before. I was like, there's no way I want to read a book. Just play a podcast. Just give me audiobooks and everything. Right? But you know what? The day when I was looking for solutions, I was so hungry. I wanted to find the knowledge. I loved reading. I could read there for hours. And the same when I was writing, I could write for hours because I got all this knowledge in my mind I want to share with people. So my friend, the reason why you don't like reading, there are a few reasons. Number one, you don't know where you can use this knowledge. Because when you, like for me, when I learn knowledge, one is for myself, but mostly it's for my clients as well. And for my business so that my people can grow more and the company can grow more as well. So I have that purpose behind me and for my family as well. And number two, you don't really have that hunger. You don't even know why do you need it. Listen carefully, my friend. You do need knowledge for different aspects. Even though you already achieve financial freedom or you already get paid or you had in like your lifestyle is pretty good, like we said, very comfortable, trust me, knowledge can fill your soul. You won't regret if you truly are willing to get more knowledge. There's a beautiful side of it. There's an amazing part of it. If you never have read a book in the last 12 months or 10 years or even 2 decades, it is a time. Try to pick a book, of course, on your will, not mine. Pick a book that you need and something that you really want to find out answers. You're going to be amazed by how amazing all the knowledge nowadays that you can get. I know you said to me, Christy, I can just go to ChatGPT. Why should I bother to have a book? It's different. Completely different, my friend. You try it, you understand. And of course, the second thing and the most important thing, which I find why there are so many self-made millionaires nowadays in 2025, is because they learned one thing that is so essential. And that's why this industry is booming now, which is coaching and mentorship. So if you want to have more knowledge, you either have to spend another 60 years or 100 years, right, all by yourself from your experience. You read a book from someone who already learned in their whole life, or you have to find someone you can ask questions who can direct you to the shortened cut. Not the shortened cut of bacon, it's a shortcut. Yep. The shortcut so that your life's gonna be more much easier. Like I've learned so hard of this lesson because in my life I always had this CEO and the owners I always talk to, they always can mentor me. I can also share my knowledge, everything with that person. Until I started my business, I realized that I need a mentor as well. So that's why I invested so much money in mentorship, which is so good. I can tell you the first time when I paid I'm pretty sure it was more than 7,000. That was I was more than that. And then the next one I paid immediately for my mentorship. That was more than, I'm pretty sure it's 15,000. Immediately I got, I think it's 10,000. And immediately I got the one, I think doubled of what I paid. So the ROI was amazing. And that was only about the ROI for one client. Like the knowledge that you learned from your mentor will be with you forever. And that is invaluable. Like it's countless, the value. So make sure, find a mentor. You will never regret if you find one, but if you haven't, you will regret one day because it is essential for you to improve your knowledge and for you to get ready for any challenge for your business and to grow as well. Looking at you, my friend, thank you so much for coming. And if you're still watching, I appreciate you. I'm doing my best to share everything that I know, everything that I believe it can help you just in this video, and I believe you will have a great takeaway from here. So the next thing, S represents for, have a guess what S represents for? Yeah? Skill. skill set, right? So if you have knowledge, you have mentor, you know what to do, you know all the things that's going to work. Now what you need? You need skills, communication skills, negotiation skills, sales closing skills, customer service skills, whatever skills. This is all about skills. If you don't have that, no matter how much knowledge you've got, like you can search every knowledge from online, Google, ChatGPT, you have all the answers, but why people cannot turn it to wealth or cannot really get into a business, right? It's because they are lacking skills. And that's also why there are people who are still working for someone. I'm not saying working for someone is bad. Someone working for someone for a life, they also become millionaire. They have a wonderful life. I'm not highlighting that part. I'm more emphasizing that if your skills are ready and better, your life's going to be so much better and your work is going to be so much easier as well. So remember, the S is representing for skills. And I can share one story quickly that's relevant for you guys and for myself is I remember I just started the mentorship course and I know that I have the knowledge to serve my coaching clients, but I did not know what's the best skill to do that because I don't really know what they need and so many questions. And that's when I invest in the mentorship and I train my skills. It takes me a while to get where I turn to be. And that's why my clients, most of them, actually all of them are global CEOs. And I'm so privileged to do that. If it's not because of my skills, I can't do it. And the second story is I used to speak on the stage, but because I haven't really done that for a long time throughout COVID and all these things, all these years, I had babies and raised my kids. And all of a sudden, I remember when I need to speak, I was a bit like, oh, panic. And sometimes I get lost, so I share too much information and there's no dot points, or there is dot point, but there's too much information. People never really remembers. And that's when I did another course with the communication expert, and I learned how to improve my communication skills. Even though I was already best sales in the history, I'm talking about my history, that I did really well with all the companies that I worked with, I still need to improve my communication skills so that I can be a better public speaker. And I can be a better teacher when I'm presenting. And this is the importance about skills. Why there's so many people, they have mindset, they have knowledge, they have the rest of the things, but they don't have skills. That's where it's short. But the good news is skills are trainable. And you just need to get to it, and time will show you will get it very, very quickly as long as you are consistent. Anyhow, let's come to the last one, P. P represents for people. If you had the mindset, you have the knowledge, you had the skills. Now, the thing that's missing is people. And when we talk about people, we have to also apply that to a few things, right? It's about network. Your network is your net worth. And it's also about the community. You need to build up a community if you want a success. In other words, if you want to be successful, you have to have a team. You can't just succeed by yourself. You might be able to start something that's good and you might be successful in a short term, but if you can't really be successful in the long term without a team. And that is why I'm very thankful for my team who's watching the video and who's still helping me and being around since day one. Thank you so much. And yeah, coming back to this, my friend, people is important, like they're important. And also people here can represent your clients. And also represents, when it comes about community, it represents for serving them. The biggest mistake that I've ever made which I was shocked that I even could make this mistake. But let me tell you, every single person, I would say, if you start a business, if you say you never make this mistake, I don't believe you. You're a liar. Is when I started the business, I was completely full of passion. I just want to make this whole network flourishing. I want to serve every single member of mine. But in between, things got tricky because one thing, I want to increase more members, but I also want quality. But if I only focus on quality, it's very slow. Sometimes, if I don't have anyone on board, then the existing partners, the members will complain. Why you're so slow? You have too little members. They start to complain, right? People sometimes are trouble, but don't get me wrong, there are opportunities for us to grow better. Long story short, what I'm trying to say here is the mistake that I've made about serving is when it comes to the point that I was overwhelmed by the doubt, fear, or oh, what if I don't close any sales this month? My team's gonna, I can't support them. What if this client will leave us? They're not renewing their membership. It's all about me. Like I start to all think about me, my business, everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so angry. But when I turned that focus back to my clients, that's where my mind was blown again. And that's when I start to build up more value to the community, more value to my clients. And that's when why people saying to Christy, you know, the economy is not so good. Why are you not worried? Let me tell you, the economy in the last 6,000 years or 7,000 years, they're all the same. Up and down, up and down. It's like the seasons, right? 4 seasons. They never change. The only thing that we can change is ourselves, our perspective. When my perspective changed, my gosh, my whole life was changed. Instead of focusing on myself, I had to focus on my clients. What are the things that I can help them, how I can build up for them? And that's exactly what happened when I start to look at things that they need. I build up a solution for them and end up we got the best sales ever, and we keep getting things closing because we know what they need. We're just providing them solutions. We're not focusing on earning money. We're focusing on serving our people and serving our clients. And that's exactly when we become so much more successful than ever. Now, coming to the end of this video, I still have a few more things I want to share with you, but it's been a very long journey here. We will record another session another time. So the 2 more things I haven't shared yet, it will be this one, my friend. We already mentioned about the mindset and everything. The second thing that's so important is system. So we have this, we have this. So system, I make it really quick, my friend, because time is running out. What an amazing journey I've got with you guys. I always call you team. I always talk to my team. So you may say to me, Christy, I've got things that's working, but every day I'm still picking up phone 24/7. I'm so stressed. What can I do? The answer is the system. You don't have a great system to run. Like McDonald's, KFC, Apple, all this brand, whatever you can name it, they all have a great system. It works, automatically working. Even when you're away, it's still working. It took me so long time to understand about system, by the way. I didn't really like computer stuff when I was younger, and I didn't believe that I was a math person. I tried to get away from numbers and everything, but system is the king. And if you want to run a business, if you want to scale your business, if you want to break through the bottleneck, and if you also want to have a team who's working really smoothly, efficiently, system is a must. And let me share how you can do that nowadays, and we'll be very quick. So number one thing is we need to set up the automation. Automation can be different ways. Let's take logistics operation as an example, right? If you want to do automation, you have a lot of current AI system that you can use. For example, CargoWise, who is our supporter in the last few years, and they're very good in logistics because they are very experienced, knowledge. Just the cost might be a little bit high. It depends on what you want to invest and how much you want to invest. But there are so many options outside there, my friend. The thing that I want to highlight here is more about SOP in your team. Of course, if the system covers everything, you don't even need it. But if you are a small, medium-sized company that you don't have a system yourself and you don't have time or money to invest in a short time, I think this is going to help you a lot. And you don't really need much money or time or people at all to do this, because of we have our favorite thing, which is ChatGPT. And we have so many things that's automatically working because of the amazing technology. So what we have here is, for example, I want to show my screen here, but anyway, next time my team might place a screen for you. So what we do, if I create an SOP, there are a few things what I would do. And this is a billionaire secret, guys. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I'm a small company. I don't need that. Oh, I'm a big company. I don't need this kind of tip. You need it. Because all the billionaires, the company, how they scale, how to make it really running well is because they know how to play the game. And your goal is to copy you, clone you. I'm not really saying use AI and have completely your image, and that's creepy. I'm talking about to copy your way, how to deal with the client, how to write, how to talk, and how to operate the whole system in the company. I'm talking about if you want to do it, number one thing you can do is you have to use a recording, like Zoom. That's what we use, Zoom. You record in a Zoom. You train your team about a specific topic, about that department. You train and you record it. And on there, there's an AI companion. You click the AI companion. Of course, try to speak English better, because sometimes the AI companion can come up with many ridiculous conclusions because it's not 100% accurate. But it's a great tool to use. So you click that, and then once you finish the meeting, it will automatically send you an email to your account, for the Zoom account, that you will see all the conclusions that you shared on the call. And you recorded the session, and that video you can upload somewhere, that if there's any person who comes, like a newbie who came in, then you can just share that with this guy. Because let's be honest, it's so tiring. You have to keep repeating yourself. I know. I repeat myself all the time for many of my team members at the beginning. Some of them I still need to repeat myself, but it's getting so much better. I understand how frustrated you feel. That's why we need to do something. So usually you do it 3 times, right? Have 3 meetings. The reason why you need 3 times is because usually one time training you will miss something. Then the second time you add up whatever's missing. And the third time you allow people to ask questions so that you can cover all the things that it possibly can. And you know what happens once you've done the recording? Step 1. Step 2, you already got AI companion, which will generate the script for you. Meeting minutes, we call it meeting minutes. Meeting summary. And then with the meeting summary, what you can do is you can send it to ChatGPT and say, I'm creating an SOP for this department, and please help me to set up very nice, clear SOP. Of course, you have to give, the more information you give to ChatGPT, the better. Usually what I'll do is I'll tell ChatGPT what I do, the company, what's the company's function, and who are our clients, and what's the purpose of this meeting and this department, the function, everything, as much as you can. But it's really chatting with this guy, chat. Even if you don't say anything, just send it through, turn it to SOP. It will come up like fancy, amazing SOP straight away. That's the first step. That's the second step. Now after that, next step, you can then just upload that to the Google Drive or any share place for your company that people can just have it, and you can then attach that link to upload the video somewhere as well. Usually we use Loom, or you can use YouTube. Just share the link. You can unlist it, that video, so that not everyone can see it. Only your internal people can see it. Now you have that, and you combine together, And here you go, you got your SOP, and next time you don't need to repeat yourself. Send that link to the new guy, newbie, send their SOP to the newbie. There will be a checklist there. Whenever they do something, they go through exactly what you need, what you ask them to do. And here you go. All you need to do is to check if they've done good based on the KPI. Because when you do that, ChatGPT can build up a KPI for you, for that person as well, and even create a report format. Thank goodness we had ChatGPT, but don't overuse it. But it's really good. Like before, it takes you forever to build an SOP. I hope you like this video. I hope you enjoy everything I shared along the journey. If you like it, please share with someone who you want to help, who you think that's gonna bring value to their lives. And please subscribe our channel, support our channel so that we can make more difference and help more people. Our mission is to help more leaders, particularly in the logistics industry, to achieve financial freedom, time freedom, to achieve more success and to be recognized in this logistics industry. Thank you so much for popping in. God bless you abundantly. I'll see you next time. Bye.